Shocking new footage of rapper Glorilla and NBA star Brandon Ingram has the internet in a frenzy. But that's only the beginning. While fans celebrate their rumored romance after being spotted together in Cabo, Glorilla is also battling a serious legal case that could change everything. From nightclub whispers to courtroom drama, this story blends love, fame, and scandal into one explosive headline you won't want to miss. The Cabo Connection. It's July 27, 2025, and Glorilla, born Gloria Hallelujah Woods, is stepping into her 26th birthday like only a true star can. The destination? Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, a playground for celebrities known for its luxury resorts, exclusive clubs, and parties that last until sunrise. For Glorilla, this isn't just another vacation, it's a statement. A celebration of how far she's come, and maybe, just maybe, the start of something bigger. To understand the weight of this moment, you have to look back at her journey. Just 3 years ago, Glorilla was hustling non-stop, grinding her way from a fast food job to the top of the rap game. Her breakout anthem FNF, Let's Go, became the soundtrack of summer 2022, catapulting her into stardom almost overnight. Since then, she's sold more than 25 million records in the US, secured a Grammy nomination, and cemented herself as one of hip-hop's most talked-about female artists. So when her birthday came around, there was no doubt she'd celebrate in style. Cabo was the perfect choice, a mix of glamour, nightlife, and privacy. On Instagram, she teased her trip with scenic ocean views, luxury dinners, and glimpses of high-energy club nights. Fans expected her to go big, but no one expected what came next. Because this wasn't just about popping bottles and turning up with friends. This was the trip that would spark one of the hottest celebrity rumors of 2025. The place where whispers turned into headlines and a private celebration became a very public spectacle. And it all started in one nightclub, Balloon. Purple neon lights, music pulsing through the walls, and cameras ready to capture every move. What happened inside would set social media on fire and put Glorilla's personal life under a microscope. The nightclub footage. The very next night, July 28, 2025, TMZ dropped what they called exclusive footage, and the internet hasn't stopped buzzing since. The clip came straight from inside Cabo's Balloon nightclub, one of the hottest venues in Mexico, and it instantly went viral. Imagine the scene, a dimly lit club with purple neon lights slicing through the smoke-filled air, the glowing Balloon sign shining in the background, and the pulsing beat of Latin and hip-hop tracks vibrating through the room. The atmosphere was already electric, but the cameras didn't care about the music. They were locked on to one thing: Glorilla and NBA star Brandon Ingram. The video shows Glorilla, stunning in a strapless top that sparkled under the club lights, wrapping her arms around Ingram. He's rocking a casual denim jacket, looking relaxed but confident. They sway together in rhythm, bodies close, and while there's no kiss, the chemistry is undeniable. Fans immediately noticed the intimacy in the way she leaned in, the way he smiled, and how comfortable they seemed together. But that wasn't all. The footage didn't stop when the music faded. Cameras followed them outside around 3 a.m. as the night wound down. The clip shows Glorilla and Ingram walking hand in hand, slipping into a light-colored SUV. Inside, she's holding two phones, one gold, one black, grinning and gesturing playfully for the camera, while Ingram sits beside her, scrolling on his own phone, looking happy and at ease. In total, the video runs about 37 seconds, but that was more than enough. Social media exploded. Fans replayed every frame, breaking it down like a crime scene investigation. Memes flooded Twitter. TikTok edits hit millions of views, and Instagram fan pages turned the moment into artwork. In one night, a birthday trip turned into headline news. And suddenly, Glorilla and Brandon Ingram weren't just two stars enjoying Cabo. They were the internet's newest obsession. The social media frenzy. Once the nightclub footage hit the internet, fans wasted no time turning into detectives. Within hours, TikTok was flooded with side-by-side breakdowns. Twitter threads were dissecting every gesture, and Instagram fan pages had already crowned Glorilla and Brandon Ingram the power couple of 2025. What started as a birthday trip instantly became a global talking point. The first wave of reactions focused on body language. Viewers pointed out how Glorilla's arms lingered around Ingram's neck, how he leaned toward her, and how natural their chemistry looked. Some argued it was just harmless partying, but others swore the connection was undeniable. Comments like, "That's not just friendship energy," and "They look way too comfortable," racked up thousands of likes. Then came the second layer of evidence: Instagram stories. While Glorilla didn't tag or mention Ingram directly, eagle-eyed fans noticed details that set off alarms. In one story, a man's tattooed arm briefly appeared next to her. Fans compared the ink and build to Ingram's, claiming it was a perfect match. The speculation spread so fast that people were zooming in, screenshotting, and circling tattoos like they were solving a mystery case. What really surprised people, though, was the positive reaction. In an era where celebrity relationships are often met with skepticism or hate, this one had fans rooting for it. Memes painted them as the perfect short girl, tall guy duo, Glorilla at 5'5" and Ingram towering at 6'8". Southern roots only added fuel. She's from Memphis, he's from North Carolina, and fans loved the idea of two Southern-born stars finding each other. One viral post with over 4,000 likes simply said, "Glo and Brandon equals couple goals." Another joked, "She manifested her husband, God said NDA player." In less than 24 hours, the internet had already written their love story. Whether real or not, Glorilla and Ingram weren't just trending, they were the headline.
Relationship histories. To understand why this rumored romance has captivated so many, you have to look at the past. Both Glorilla and Brandon Ingram have relationship histories that shaped how they navigate love in the spotlight. And those stories reveal just how different, yet oddly compatible, they might be. For Glorilla, dating has never been a publicity stunt. Her most significant relationship before fame was with a man known online as Davis on Earth. That relationship was intense, even chaotic, with Glorilla later admitting she nearly shot an ex during a heated argument. Fans connected that story to Davis, highlighting just how much emotional turbulence defined her early experiences with love. By 2024, she was vocal about being single and even declared celibacy until, in her words, "God sends me my husband." Aside from unconfirmed rumors linking her to Drake and a playful flirtation with NBA star Damian Lillard, her romantic timeline has been sparse. That silence speaks volumes. She's selective. Brandon Ingram's history is the opposite: private, guarded, and often surrounded by speculation. Back in 2018, during his Lakers days, he was linked to Instagram model Raylan Inns under strict secrecy rules that allegedly kept her from acknowledging him publicly. Rumors of infidelity, overlapping flings with influencer Amber Washington, and brief connections to models like Aaliyah Petty and singer Paloma Ford followed. Yep, nothing ever solidified into a long-term public relationship. Ingram's preference for discretion made him one of the NBA's most mysterious stars off the court. What connects them is how both seem to have learned from the chaos of their past. Glorilla values boundaries and authenticity, while Ingram guards his privacy fiercely. Neither appears interested in superficial clout-chasing romances, which makes their Cabo connection all the more intriguing, because when two people who've been so careful suddenly let their guard down in public, it usually means something real is happening.
NBA ex-musician cautionary tales.
At first glance, Glorilla and Brandon Ingram look like a natural fit, young, successful, and seemingly grounded. But history shows us that when NBA stars and musicians link up, the results are often far from a fairy tale. In fact, the majority of these high-profile romances crash and burn under the weight of fame, media pressure, and temptation. Take Nick Young and Iggy Azalea. Back in 2013, their relationship looked like a dream pairing, a flashy NBA player and a rising rap star. By 2015, they were engaged, but scandal struck when teammate D'Angelo Russell leaked a video of Young admitting to cheating. The fallout was catastrophic, not just for their romance, but for the Lakers' locker room. Iggy Azalea called off the engagement, Young's reputation took a hit, and the saga became one of the most infamous cautionary tales in celebrity dating. Then there's J.R. Smith and Rihanna, a short-lived fling in 2012 that played out in clubs and online. When Smith's performance dipped during the playoffs, Rihanna blasted him on Instagram, blaming his partying lifestyle. What seemed like harmless fun quickly turned toxic, reminding fans how public drama can overshadow professional careers. A more recent example comes from Ben Simmons and Tinashe. Their 2017-2018 relationship appeared promising, but cheating allegations and messy public fallout turned it into tabloid fodder. Simmons moved on quickly to Kendall Jenner, while Tinashe channeled her heartbreak into music. The public nature of the breakup damaged both reputations. And even long-term couples aren't immune. Iman Shumpert and Teyana Taylor, once seen as the model NBA artist marriage, ended in a painful 2023 divorce marked by allegations of abuse and infidelity. The truth is stark. Around 70% of NBA musician relationships last less than a year. Busy schedules, relentless travel, media scrutiny, and constant rumors create a perfect storm. For Glorilla and Ingram, Cabo was just the spark, but the history of their peers suggests the road ahead could be full of pitfalls.
Glorilla's legal battles. While the internet was still buzzing about Cabo, Glorilla was quietly dealing with a storm far more serious than romance rumors. Just days before the nightclub footage surfaced, she became the center of a bombshell legal case that could dramatically alter her future. On July 20, 2025, 3 intruders allegedly broke into her home in Forsyth County, Georgia, around 1:30 a.m. Glorilla wasn't there. She was in Indianapolis, performing at the WNBA All-Star Game, but family members were inside. An armed occupant fired shots to scare off the suspects, who fled unharmed. Instead of focusing solely on the burglars, deputies claimed they smelled marijuana during their investigation and obtained a search warrant. What they found turned Glorilla from victim to defendant overnight. Police reported discovering over an ounce of marijuana and a Schedule I controlled substance in her bedroom closet. Within hours, she was facing 2 felony charges, each carrying penalties of up to 10 years in prison and fines of $10,000. On July 22nd, Glorilla voluntarily surrendered, was arrested, and then released the same day on a $22,260 bond. The irony wasn't lost on her fans, or Glorilla herself. On social media, she blasted the system. "My house gets home invaded, and I'm the only one who gets arrested." Her legal team, led by attorneys Marissa Goldberg and Drew Findling, echoed her outrage, calling it a disturbing misuse of resources, and pointing out that the burglars remain at large while prosecutors target the victim. This isn't her first clash with Georgia law. In April 2024, she was arrested for DUI and other traffic offenses, a case still pending. Together, these legal troubles cast a long shadow over her career and any budding relationship with Brandon Ingram, because no matter how sweet Cabo looked, the harsh reality is this: Glorilla isn't just fighting for love, she's fighting for her freedom.
The future forecast. So, where does this leave Glorilla and Brandon Ingram? Right now, they're standing at a crossroads between possibility and collapse. On one hand, their Cabo connection sparked genuine excitement. Fans love the pairing, the short girl, tall guy dynamic, their shared Southern roots, and the rare sense that they looked comfortable, even authentic together. On the other hand, looming legal battles and career pressures could easily tear apart whatever bond they've built. For Glorilla, the priority is crystal clear: survival. She's facing felony charges that could mean years behind bars if convicted. Even if she avoids prison, ongoing court dates, legal fees, and media scrutiny threaten to overshadow her music career. That kind of pressure doesn't just test an artist, it tests every personal relationship around them. For Ingram, the timing is no less complicated. Fresh off a trade to the Toronto Raptors, he's adjusting to a new city, a new team, and the grueling demands of an NBA season. 82 games, non-stop travel, and the weight of expectations leave little space for managing someone else's legal crisis. Privacy has always been his shield, but dating Glorilla means stepping into the spotlight he spent his whole career avoiding. Based on patterns from past NBA musician relationships, 3 outcomes seem most likely. The first, and most probable, is that the stress proves too much and things quietly fade out by fall 2025. The second is a cautious, committed partnership if her charges are reduced or dropped, with Ingram becoming a source of stability. The third, less likely but possible, is a long-term connection that survives the chaos, turning them into one of the rare power couples who beat the odds. For now, one truth stands above the rumors. Glorilla isn't just fighting for love. She's fighting for her freedom, her reputation, and her career. And until that battle is won, everything else, even Brandon Ingram, will have to wait.
Impact and cultural significance. Glorilla's Cabo moment with Brandon Ingram isn't just tabloid gossip. It's a cultural flashpoint that reflects the intersection of fame, music, and sports in 2025. Celebrity culture has always thrived on speculation, but the speed at which this story exploded shows just how hungry audiences are for narratives that mix love, scandal, and success. What makes this different is the way fans have embraced it with surprising positivity. Instead of tearing her down, they've turned Glorilla into a symbol of resilience and empowerment, someone who can celebrate, fall in love, and still stand strong in the face of legal battles. From a career perspective, the Cabo story might actually strengthen her brand. In an industry where visibility is currency, Glorilla has managed to dominate headlines, not just through music, but through relatability and vulnerability. By being open about her struggles, from past relationships to current legal troubles, she's crafted an image that resonates with fans who see her as both superstar and survivor. For Brandon Ingram, the impact is subtler, but no less important. He's always been a private figure, often avoiding off-court distractions, but by simply appearing in those Cabo clips, he's stepped into a new level of public intrigue. Fans are now invested in his personal life in a way they never were before, which could bring both attention and scrutiny as he adjusts to life in Toronto. Culturally, this pairing reflects a larger trend, the blending of sports and hip-hop as intertwined power structures. From Jay-Z's involvement with the NBA to countless athlete-rapper friendships, these worlds aren't no longer separate, they're overlapping stages where influence multiplies. Glorilla and Ingram may not last forever, but for now, they represent that fusion perfectly. At its core, this story isn't just about romance or scandal. It's about how two young stars became the center of a narrative bigger than themselves. One that reveals what we value, what we criticize, and what we celebrate in today's celebrity-driven culture.